Kevin O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures and Shark Tank star and investor. As I mentioned, he would like to see 400% tariffs on China. And he said, pretty strong language, quote, squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now. You want to explain what you're looking for in both of those opinions there, Kevin?
In the case of China, it's not just tariffs. It's not just a trade war. It's time after decades, ever since they joined the WTO in 2000, they have not abided by the rules and regulations. They have never, ever been compliant. And over time, this also happened in Europe and definitely domestically US, they have stolen an incredible amount, trillions of dollars worth of IP. And there has never been any consequences until this administration. Now, I'm pretty frustrated as an investor because the classic situation for small business and entrepreneurial investing is you find a product or service in America, you prove it in the American market to a run rate of $5 million a year on Amazon, and bang, it's ripped off in China. There's nothing you can do. You can't go appeal to WTO. It's deaf ears there. You can't litigate because we don't have access to their courts, even though they have access to ours. And not only that, they have access to our capital markets. We let them list companies here. So I have to compete with a Chinese company that is not compliant with GAAP, that completely ignore the regulator, raise money when I have to compete on a basis where I have to be compliant, spend millions of dollars in compliance, and make sure that the SEC and all the other regulatory bodies are okay with my issuance, but not the Chinese.
So
why?
I mean,
why?
You've pointed to some very specific examples of why this is so unfair for American companies versus Chinese companies. And obviously, Chinese companies are essentially owned by the government. It's not a capitalism market like we have here. How do you think, given China's economic struggles on their side, and we see that they have been sort of entrenching and figuring out how they're going to handle this, what do you think they're going to do at this point in this
I think the rhetoric will continue to build. That's why I was an advocate for why are we messing around? Just go to 400%. Get everybody on a plane. Let's meet in Geneva, or wherever. Look, what are you going to do? 25% every day until you're at 400? Just go to 400. And then it becomes impossible for them to access the American market, which is 39% of all consumption in the world and 26.1% of the world's GDP. China cannot do without America, period. And the reason that Xi would care about this and be laser focused on it, he only gets to be the supreme leader in perpetuity while people are employed and eating and feeding and making sure their families are taken care of. If it's mass closures of factories, he's screwed. So he knows that too. And right now, as Stuart Varney detailed, and others know this, it's a precarious situation over in China on their currency and a lot of other issues as you measure their economy and their GDP growth. Now, look, I want to be clear about this. I have no problem with the Chinese people, and I, along with millions of other investors, want to do business in China. But I've had it with getting screwed on IP. I'm done. And I want someone to go in there and level the playing field. That's what I want.
And in some cases,
I'm willing to take the volatility.
They've extracted intellectual property in order for companies to get the right to do business in China as well. Kevin, thank you very much. Kevin O'Leary, we'll talk to you soon.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.